This is Adventure for Life. I'm Joel, and it's day 14 of the 50th anniversary of the 74 Cutlass cross-country adventure tour extravaganza odyssey blah blah blah. Anyway, I didn't video yesterday because I left Vegas and was headed toward Lake Havasu City. Thought I was going to see a couple things there that were worth video, and honestly, Lake Havasu was pretty, but the scenery, just like right now, is a little bit of more of the same, mountains in the distance, blah blah blah. And in Lake Havasu City, they have this thing called the London Bridge, which somebody that had more money than they had sense decided sometime, I don't know how long ago, to build a replica of the London Bridge over part of Lake Havasu. And so anyway, I drove on it and saw it and honestly was underwhelmed. And so there wasn't really anything yesterday that inspired me enough to get the camera out. And I spent the night in Parker last night, which is right on the Arizona-California border. I left Parker this morning, and part of the reason I stopped here, you can see there's nothing out here. I'm standing in the middle of the highway. A car passed me a second ago, but since I've been, sitting here for the last, 5 minutes or whatever, one car has passed. I am truly out in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to spin around and do a 360 real quick. I have driven about 55 miles out of Parker and have not seen one single house, no gas station, no restaurant, no nothing except what we're looking at right now. And I just made a turn, so the highway, I was on one highway that entire time, and just made a turn because the road split, and I think I have another 55 miles to go to the next town, so you better make sure you get your gas tank full before you leave. By the way, when I'm not going to bore you with the whole story, but when I left Vegas yesterday, I have been filling my gas tank up every night when I get to wherever I'm going. And for whatever reason, variety of reasons, because I met my friend and all that kind of stuff in Vegas, I didn't do it on that night. And next morning, I got going, and another friend of mine called me and ended up spending a fair amount of time on the phone. And so I was distracted about needing gas and all that kind of stuff. And, well, here goes another vehicle by. So it appears about every 10 minutes somebody comes by. Anyway, a friend of mine called me and distracted me. And before I know it, I'm out in the middle of nowhere like I am right now, and have got 1/8 of a tank of gas. And of course this thing gets lousy gas mileage. Anyway, I went limping in. Fortunately, I made it to the town of Needles and went limping in and put more gas in the tank than I have at any other time on this entire trip, so I was pretty low. So sorry, one more thing on the or two more things on the early morning monologue. So I told you that I got my radiator fans fixed. Well, that was just one of the variety of minor things that are going on. None of them stopped me. But one of the other things that happened is my air conditioner quit working, probably a week ago, something like that. And of course, I'm at the hottest part of the trip, and I like the heat myself, and so it doesn't bother me that much. But when I was in Lake Havasu City and I realized, hey, there's not much to do here, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna see if I can get my air conditioner fixed. And so I'm sitting at a stoplight, and I look up, and there's a a Napa auto parts store. And I thought, well, I'll just go in there and see what, if they can recommend somebody. The tough part obviously is finding somebody, and then finding somebody that'll work on it now. So anyway, I drive up to the place, and this sounds crazy, but because it was in a downtownish kind of area, it wasn't obvious where you go in, where you park, whatever. And so I ended up having to drive by the building, and I'm going to make a trip around the block and try to get back to it and figure out how I get in the store. Well, I make the first right turn, and I look up, and there's a building sitting there that says, something, I don't even remember what it was called, something, car repair and air. And I thought, well, I'll just pull in there. I go in, there's one guy in there working on some car. I couldn't tell what he's doing. Long story short, 45 minutes later, I go out of there with the air conditioner fixed. There was some kind of switch that was broken, some kind of relay or something like that, and it was low on coolant too, refrigerant. Anyway, so in as quickly and as inexpensively or whatever as it could be done, I pull in. The guy immediately looks at my car, diagnoses the problem, fixes it, and now I have an air conditioner again. So now my radiator works and my air conditioner works, and so I'm in pretty good shape. Anyway, boy, that was a long opening monologue. For those of you silly enough to listen to all that, I am headed to Joshua Tree National Park, and I'll be showing you some stuff from there today, and then heading to the town of Palm Desert, which is right up the road from Palm Springs. Anyway, see you in Joshua Tree.